And in 3, 2, 1. The late adopter. Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome to the Bitcoin Daily on a Sunday, because we gotta know what's happening with Bitcoin and altcoins and everything else. And we haven't done any updates yesterday in the morning. Yesterday was a Saturday. We haven't done any updates. I was very tired. I didn't even look at the charts. I was seeing the dump, but I just didn't care. I just did not care yesterday. But today I did sleep well. I am awake and, ready to rumble, ready to look at the charts again, ready to draw the line. So we're going to see what's actually happening down here. Are we gonna go much more down? Is this some kind of bottom or something like that? Just saying it right now, I don't think we are right now at the bottom yet. I think we need some kind of capitulation week, like over here, something like that, or any kind of weeks on the big weeks on the downside. I think we need that kind of move to actually get into the capitulation over here. Over here it was kind of slowing down a little bit, but maybe there was some kind of some kind of weeks on downside, but maybe even the volume, maybe we are waiting also for some kind of big volume on the downside that can actually tell us that we are right now going through this last capitulation phase, and the capitulation is actually at the bottom. Over here you can also see big move towards downside, big week. We got a volume kicking in, also up here volume kicking in. This week on the downside there is volume, this week on the downside there is big volume, right? Over here there was big volume down here. This on daily time frame. Right now we don't have that volume, so I think if we want this part over here to end and this move towards downside to be finished, I think we need some kind of big volume, some kind of big fear sell-off. So is this move downwards done? Not yet, guys, not yet. It's gonna take a while. What's up, club? What's up, captain? Who's in the chat? The center one, yeah, XRP legend in here. Bliatman, what's up? Cryptoras, good morning, everyone. Shorted this breakout move, hooray! Nice, man, nice, well done. Miguel Del Rey, I'm not sure we go to 23. I am not sure either, but that's why we are following charts every single day, except yesterday. And we are trying to figure out whether we're gonna get this 23 22k bottom, or what's gonna happen. Might have a waterfall drop right below the previous week and shoot up. Maybe that we're gonna see that. We are definitely still looking for. You can see also here that the volume is actually technically going down over here. This is some Bitfinex, so we're not quite sure what's happening up here. Let me see some other charts up here. Do we have any kind of big wicks down there? No. On the volume, no. So we're gonna talk about this other chart as well, so we're not quite there yet. Damien, slow bleeding, yeah, slow bleeding until the big drop, Thomas, hi captain, what's up, club? What's up, captain? M Stone, I agree. Keta, morning. Ben, Abby, what's up? Till not much. So we are in good shape today. We are gonna continue watching what's happening with the charts. This move that's happening on the downside is not done yet, as the way I see it. Dollar cost average from 25. I'm not quite sure, guys, but I think this is the last capitulation move towards downside before we hit some kind of bottom. Now, hitting the bottom will be a very bearish move, and it will feel like we are gonna drop below the bottom. And usually that's the kind of a little bit the case when you get to these bottoms, because the price still looks weak, the price still bleeds towards downside, but it kind of goes sideways, but kind of feel like I don't know if this is the bottom kind of scenario, because you still feel a lot of bearishness. So I think once we get to the bottom, people will still be calling for some kind of 15k, 14k, 10k, or whatever, right? But we know where the bottom is once that bottom is gonna be hit. Right now we know where we should be at the bottom, what kind of price target we are looking at, and once we get there, we might decide whether that's it's in intermediate bottom or not. But nobody actually knows. There are a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of technical analysis that are trying to predict the bottom. Whoever gets it right on the dollar will have the bragging rights. They will be able to say I told you so. But nobody actually knows. The thing that we know is that accumulation phase will last for a while. It will be sideways accumulation phase, maybe upwards, maybe a little bit downwards. It will be a bearish phase. People will still be very unsure whether that's the bottom or not. That said, you know, Bitcoin price is very low. Altcoins prices are even cheaper right now. It is big sale right now, happening right now, very soon. But we don't have this, you know, this big move towards downside. Just like over here, we started bleeding down and then we exploded towards downside down here. You can see here. So we don't have that right now yet. We right now is going slowly down. Maybe we never get this move towards downside. Just, you know, pump big time up here towards upside. If that happens, that will be metrics changing right now. If for some reason we just, for whatever reason, just pump up here above the trend line, up here somewhere, you know, that's gonna be hugely bullish. I don't know why that should happen, but that, you know, that can happen. That would be very, very bullish. Music too loud. You're a little bit late. Music is off. There is no music right now. I just picked up 50 Carena at 154. Yikes. So we're gonna see that. So let's talk a little bit about what we see here on the charts. And this move towards downside right now, it's just accelerating. We should have already gotten, now that, you know, in retrospect, when looking at the charts, it's a lot easier to say, man, we should have known it all already here. But people are too, you know, too excited, too bullish, to this, to that. And you can see this move towards upside up here. Over here we became very bearish because we broke the trend, but fortunately for us we managed to pump back above that. We stayed back up there for a little while above this trend line, and then we moved on the down, broke that on the downside. Now the second break of this trend line, this is first, this second break, that should already have told us that you know, we are technically going down already. The fact that we are unable to get above this 10 moving average up here, that should have been, you know, some kind of sign. Then we had a secondary trend line up here somewhere, something like this, I think. Give or take, it's really not that important right now. Maybe something like this up here. You can see up here we broke both the 20 moving average and the trend line. That should be that's the second sign. That's the second sign of weakness, or third sign, or fifth sign. I don't know what number sign that is, you know. But we are already breaking a lot of stuff with this candle up here 2 days ago on a Friday, and this was actually, you know, the start of the big move towards downside. So I was already very, very much bearish on that candle, because this move towards downside was quite devastating towards downside. We still had some kind of support lines below us down here at 29 and 29 down here, and we actually managed to stay above these two support lines up here. Let me zoom in a little bit up here so you can see that. You gotta zoom real nice. You can see here we actually managed to stay above those levels of support, but unfortunately yesterday we did the move towards downside, even more move towards downside. Now yesterday's move was devastating move towards downside, and I became even more bearish yesterday because we broke the last support that I can see on the charts right now, especially in this local, you know, local space over here. We broke that with this over here. So this move that's happening right now, it's kind of expected. You just broke in everything to the downside. You don't have any kind of bottoming signal right now yet. There is no volume coming in, you know, bottoming volume. There is no bottoming pattern. There is nothing. Especially if you zoom in a little bit on the charts, you'll see that we are just getting rejected, you know, by this 10 moving average over here, and you see this white line, the standard moving average, you know, rejected, and just keep on going down. So we are still in a down move towards the downside. What we can say over here, this is right now going into some kind of parabolic move towards the downside. There is a trend line or something like this over here that's right now pushing us more towards the downside. So we are definitely falling. We are not close to the bottom. I don't know if we are close to the bottom, but this is not the bottom. I think there is more room left to go. We might pump again to this 10 moving average on the 4-hourly time frame up here, go sideways somehow and hit this 10 moving average again before we continue on the downside. You see this 10 moving average, so it's gonna be something like this, something like this. I don't know how it's gonna be, but we might do that and, you know, continue the fast move towards downside more. I am no shape or form, you know, think this is over here at 27,000 is any kind of bottom. You know, Bitcoin is only down 3% or something like that. I think we need, you know, decent capitulation, you know, ending of this capitulation. Now the capitulation phase of this move towards downside has been going on for a while. You know, this is where the capitulation actually started, because this is where people, you know, lost all kind of hope, went down, we consolidated up here, and right now we are continuing this capitulation phase. So, you know, I've seen people talking about, I mean, is this capitulation phase gonna come? we are already in capitulation phase. The same way this has been the bear market. This is the last phase, and right now, you know, all through this part over here, people have been saying that, you know, we are not in bear market, this is just gonna go up, this is gonna go up, this is gonna go up, this is gonna go up. That's not happening, guys. That's not happening. We are going into capitulation phase now. People, instead of calling it capitulation phase over here, they're calling it the bear market starting right now. I'm not calling it the bear market starting. This is capitulation phase. This is the last phase of the capitulation. So capitulation phase already starting. Capitulation is the last phase of the bear market, but this is the last phase, I think, of this capitulation phase, because it just goes too much too fast towards the downside. So how far down we're gonna go, I'm not quite sure about that, but it is definitely not yet done. That means that we can definitely put more shorts in, guys. We can put more shorts in on the chart, and we can short the market even more towards the downside. Altcoins will capitulate even more than Bitcoin, so there might be options, you know, to do nice shorts there. Tonight there will be live trading session. We're gonna probably short more market towards the downside, because I don't think the bottom is yet in, and I don't see any reason to actually go long just yet. There will come time for that, but you know, and I do want to go long more than actually short, because longing, of course, it's a lot more, you know, it's a happy time. It's a happy time, and longs can pump more than shorts. You can have 100% plus, you know, long pumping. You can never have 100% dump on a short. You can have 50, you can 90% dump, you can 99.9%. You can never have 100% dump, you know, on a short, unless you're lunar. You know, there is that. You need to wash your bottom then. What? Till can you check the idea? I posted on trading view yesterday before the dump. Send message on Twitter. Maybe a little bit later, not right now. I should keep my short going. I was afraid to while I was at work. Yeah, so I've seen a lot of, you know, now that we are doing this trading thing, you know, trying to trade and learn the trading skill, I've seen a lot of people closing their shorts way too soon. You know, it might be okay. It might be okay in some senses, because you know, we already lost like 2 trades because we, you know, didn't want to take profits. But the way I see it, you know, having trades open when you are in a good trade is a good thing for a long time. If you feel that, you know, the bottom is not quite in, you need to know tech analysis. You need to know that, you know, it can continue dumping on the downside, and as long as you don't get stopped out by the, you know, these crazy weeks that we had, you know, that might actually be good. So will moon phases have an impact? Moon phases, let's talk about moon phases, guys. Up here, what you're gonna see up here is that this new moon up here is actually getting us down. People didn't have, you know, believe in the new moon, and they are saying, no, new moons are not working. You see, we got a new moon and we are, you know, pumping to, you're gonna pump towards the upside up here. We're gonna pump up. You know, it's technically the moon started right over here after a small little pump, and right now you can see that, you know, technically we are all the way down. So this new moon is technically is dumping us towards downside. Everything is playing as expected. I will show you another chart. I don't think I have another chart up here, but let's do this on the daily time frame up here somewhere, and put some kind of lines up here on the 14th of the June, and on the let's see here, 14th of June is right over there, and we're gonna make that a green nice color. Now we're gonna make yellow color. Now we're gonna do this yellow color because we like yellow. And July 11 to 13 on 12 or something like that. These 2 moons are right now very interesting. So, you know, right now we are coming very close to this, you know, 14 June super moon. This is called the super moon. These 2 super moons will be the bottom for Bitcoin. We still got, you know, to the 14, so we still got 2 days left. So next week, you know, somewhere it should be coming down there. We don't have to hit the bottom exactly on the date. It can actually continue dumping through the moon as well on the downside. We don't know how far it can actually go, but you know, after the moon, very close, you know, either a little bit before or a little bit after, it can start, but you know, this move towards the upside. So we are definitely right now looking for this last move towards the downside when it comes to moons, guys. When it comes to moons, because super moons, it's not just normal moon, it's a super moon. It's the moons that, you know, it's a full moon that's closest to the earth, you know, during the this you know, probably entire year, and it's called supermoon. And these supermoons are very bullish moons, guys. Very bullish moons. So you know, we are waiting for these moons to actually happen, and we're gonna see how that's but you know, needless to say, this new moon is dumping us, and this you know, this full moon over here kind of just pushed us sideways. The fact that, you know, full moons are pushing us sideways, you know, that's okay. It's not what we want, but you know, we already know that we are in the bearish market, so it was kind of expected, and this is kind of expected. Over down, that this is gonna be expected, this is gonna be expected, and then that's gonna be expected. So everything is going after the plan, guys. Everything is working as expected. We are in no shape or form in any kind of way, but that, oh, why we are dumping, I don't know, why we dumping, what's happening, you know, it's not like that, guys. We know what's happening. We see the move towards downside. Bitcoin is not that. It's not how it works, you know. There is a lot of FUD, there is a lot of, you know, bad news going around, but every kind of bad news push this price more down that it should actually push the price down. In a bullish market, you know, there is also FUD and bad news, but you know, the FUD and bad news doesn't push the market so much down because people just don't care about bad news. The price is going up, right? In the bad market, in a some kind of downtrend market, all the FUD and all the bearish news push the market more down. Why? Because people talk about it. People talk about it, say, oh, it's gonna jump, oh, this is bad, that's bad. You know, just normal market psychology, not just normal market psychology. So right now down here, it is moving down. Guys, I will explain to you one more thing I actually learned, and I like to learn that. So this is going definitely towards downside. Let's see here on this chart, there's a lot of lines up here and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you a little bit, you know, before we continue talking about certain other stuff up here. You can see also the moons up here. I'm going to remove some of these trend lines up here because we don't need them on this chart over here. So this chart is pretty much, you know, we're going to pretty much delete this chart. And this is how they actually played out so far. All of these levels up here were important levels of support and resistance. When we are, you know, if you are here, you know, all of these are resistance, all of these are support. And you can see right now all of the levels, every single level right now is gonna act as a resistance once we start going towards the upside. And during this, you know, this phase up here, all of these levels have been acting on the dollar. We've been hitting these levels, trying to get above certain levels of support and so forth, and just falling through everything. And these two right now are also broken, and we don't have anything left, guys. We don't have anything left. There might be some kind of trend line down here that's actually holding us down here, maybe something like this up here where that we are already breaking towards downside. But you know, it's very hard right now to figure out where the you know, the trend line is. We might do that, you know, maybe this one. If you look at a 4 hour, this actually looks quite decent. You know, there is some kind of wick up here, there's some kind of wick up here, you know, but it's not perfect, so we're gonna, you know, still continue trying to figure out where the trend line goes. But right now, you know, finding some kind of bottom down there, it's down here at 200 moving average in the box between 25,000 and 22,000. Now I'm not quite sure about this line, you know, 25,000 line, or whether that's gonna be 25,000 not. I'm not even sure why I put the 25,000 up there. I tried to figure it out, but I don't remember, guys. I don't remember. That's the way how this thing goes. But down here at 22 to 21,000, we got 200 moving average on the weekly and 50 moving average on the monthly time frame. That's a very good support down here. Are we going Bitcoin? Is Bitcoin gonna dump another, you know, 20% towards downside? It can do that. A dump of 10% of Bitcoin is not unheard of, you know. And if Bitcoin dumps 10%, you'll see 30-40% dumps on altcoins. That might be the week that actually get us, you know, capitulate. So it doesn't have to dump, you know, full 20% in one move. It can go slowly towards downside up here, a little bit up here, and then, you know, have a big major dump down here, you know, where we have a like 14% move on Bitcoin. It can happen. I'm not saying it cannot happen, but you know, the big support, two big supports right now lie on 21.5 and 22.4. So let me show you how that actually looks on the chart over here. So let's go to the weekly time frame, and we're gonna pop some moving averages up here. And what you're gonna see here is this 200 moving average up here on the it's right now. This is at exactly at 22.3, but it's gonna be, you know, next week it's gonna be a little bit higher than that. But you know, that is very common level of support, very strong weekly level of support. And I've been always saying that, you know, weekly time frames are very important when it comes to Bitcoin, because a lot of these big investors, hedge funds, you know, managers, they do look for these big you know, moving averages on big time frames to see, you know, when they're gonna start buying, when the price is reasonably priced, and to start buying. Also on the monthly time frame, there is a 50 moving average just below us, you know, so so we got kind of confluence between the 50 and 200 moving average up here. It's still above the previous stop up here at 20,000. So you know, down here, you know, it just could be that this is the target area for this last move towards downside, where we're gonna hit this bottom at around 21.5, 22, maybe a little bit above that. I'm not quite sure, you know, but I think we're gonna have some kind of accumulation phase here that's gonna last for a while. So this move to the downside not yet done. We got still more, you know, more room to grow. Maybe there is some kind of trend up here that we are missing. Let me just see up here if we can pull the nice trend line up here, something like this. This might hold. Yeah, this is very nice, somehow nice. Maybe it's a little bit nice. It could be nicer, but it's okay. So right now we are coming to this, you know, level down here slowly without any kind of capitulation. But once we break this towards downside, we might see this last move, a big move towards downside, because it just looks like a very nice trend line over here. And these, you know, these trend lines that go towards downside, once they are broken, you increase the kind of speed, and then we might get this big dump that pushes us, you know, pushes us over the edge. I'm gonna show you one more thing that I'm very interested to seeing on the charts, and that's on the RSI, and that's on the weekly RSI over here. And what you're gonna see up here on the RSI indicator down here is that we are getting very close, very close to these 30 levels. Right now we are sitting at 31.39, but if you look previously down here, this is the corona dump down here at 2029, and this is the capitulation phase. First it went a little bit to 31, and then it went even lower down to here to 28. Let me show it up here. No, this is in 2040. Sorry, this is this dump down here, and then we, you know, capitulated on this move down here with a big, you know, big wick on the downside. You can see this big wick on the downside, but this was the one that we came, you know, first time down here. You can go second time down here, you know, and then, you know, get this, you know, RSI divergence up here on the chart, so forth, but this went, you know, below 30 levels. The capitulation phase in 2018 also went below, or you know, below 30 levels down here as well. And the wick on the downside down here, not the wick actually, but close, went very close down to the bottom. But right now, this capitulation phase right now is going, right now we're sitting at 31.7. It does seem that this is gonna go lower down here. So I'm guessing once we get to some kind of 30 levels on the weekly time frame on the RSI, that's gonna be pretty much very close to the bottom that we need to be looking at. Now that said, guys, I think, you know, already right now, even though we have more room to grow or go to the downside, and we want to catch some bottom on the downside, you know, right now the projected, you know, upside towards, you know, projected downside is a lot greater, because crypto is not dead. There will be another bull market in 2, 3, 4 years, whenever it comes. Everything will pump again, but right now the downside is a lot smaller than the upside already right now. Up here, you know, there was a huge downside, but right now this downside is getting smaller and smaller, and it's already right now, it's getting, you know, we already know that, you know, top Bitcoin wallets are already accumulating as much, you know, Bitcoin as they can, and every kind of dump, every kind of, you know, move towards downside, they're just buying more, right? We also been talking about this, you know, this liquidity area down here that needs to be filled down here somewhere between, you know, 22 and 27,000, 28,000, below these wicks on the downside. That was also very important. So this liquidity area, we are getting into that liquidity area. We already started getting into some kind of liquidity area up here, but right now we're getting into this last liquidity area. They're gonna pick up a lot of Bitcoin. They're gonna steal your Bitcoin, guys. They're gonna steal your Bitcoin. So that's what I'm looking for. I learned one thing now that we are doing these trading nights right now, and you know, everybody is very excited about that. So you know, we're gonna continue doing that. But I did learn one very important lesson, the way I see it right now. I'm gonna show you on the charts up here, and you know, there were a couple of trades where we got stopped out on our trades. You know, we would enter a trade, and then you know, the price would you know, come back up there, you know, take us out and continue right back down again. So I think this is a very normal you know, normal way to get people out of the market, just so they can push the price more down. And I think the market makers know this. So when we had this big top up here towards the upside, you can see that we went, you know, higher than previous high. So we had a high and some kind of higher high, but this high over here wasn't actually that bullish high. It was just kind of way to get all of the people that shorted the market up here, get them out of the market up here, right? So if you short the market, they just want to go up there and, you know, get you out. So if you short it up here, they want to, you know, they go down, you know, they fake you out, they go up here, you know, get your short stopped out, and then they continue a big fast move towards downside. The same thing happened over here. You can see these stops up here. So a lot of people shorted these stops at the upside, but this stop came higher than previous stops. Why? Because they removed everybody who shorted the market up here with the stop loss and so forth, and then you get this big violent move towards downside. And the same thing happened here again as well. You can see these stops up here, and then we had, you know, there was a lot of people shorting the market, and we went up here also, getting up these last shorts up here. And once that's done, you know, we continue on the downside, because I've seen these kind of moves right now very commonly on the charts now that we have been trading, and I do understand why the market can actually push you up above, you know, towards these levels. So next time we are putting the stop loss, we are gonna be very interested in where we put the stop loss because we're trying to short at some kind of top, right? And sometimes we don't get actually there, and it goes a little bit down, you know, a lot of people take profit here, and it goes a little bit back up there, you know, just enough to get you out if you put an, you know, exact stop loss, and then, you know, crashes towards downside. So this is a very normal pattern that's actually happening. Very interesting pattern, very normal pattern, but, you know, it's nice to know that that these weeks can happen. So we're gonna definitely you know, focus a lot more on how, you know, market makers are actually getting the people out of the market or into the market. And the one way to get them out of the market, at least when it comes to shorters, or make shorters, you know, all of these shorters go up over here to, you know, continue shorting the market, how they can push the market towards downside. You know, they tactics, how they are actually doing this. You know, we're gonna try to figure that out, because, you know, when you're trading, you gotta know what, you know, market makers are doing, you know. So I think it doesn't have to necessarily be the way to get people out of the market. So these it can also be like this. People up here shorted a lot. They shorted a lot Bitcoin towards downside, bet down, a lot of took profits down here, it went up here, they shorted a lot, some took profits up here maybe, and I think a lot of shorters have still been in the market, right? But when price goes up here, right, price goes up here, everybody that shorted the market right now gets out of the market. They see this stop and they create new shorts. So all of these that are created right new short and see this break on downside, that's why we can have this violent move after this secondary top towards the upside, because all of these shorts pile back into the market right over here and kind of continue pushing the price on the downside. And the same thing happen up here. Although a lot of people short the market and are waiting dump on the downside, you push the price up here above the certain level, all of the shorts close their positions, right? Then they re-enter the market and everybody together pushes the price towards the downside. That happened as well. The same thing goes over here. There was a lot of shorting all over the place. We are already very bearish, you know, a lot of entered some kind of shorts up here, but, you know, then you went up here, got everybody, all of the shorts closed, and then new shorts entered up here, and you start going up here, you know, try to pick up more shorts, and then you go towards the downside. It might be some kind of tactics of the market makers, you know, to make the price, you know, dump down. But what you're gonna see, you have some kind of top, you have down moved, you have some kind of top, then you go a little bit down, then you consolidate maybe a little bit, then you have this secondary top up here. Not always goes all the way up there, but it goes pretty high, as high as it actually can. Sometimes goes a little bit higher over here to get everybody that short up here to short again, and then you get this violent move towards downside. Very normal pattern, something we learned. We always try to learn a little bit more, you know, try to figure out the market. So that is actually good. Dead market is not dead, guys. Market is not dead right now. Bitcoin is pulling back a little bit, I think. Let's go see how it's actually doing over here. If you'll see a 1 hourly time frame, the most important trend line right now is the downtrend line up here. It started up here somewhere. We can actually put something like this up here. Very nice trend line. As long as this trend line is still intact, we are not getting any kind of move towards the upside. We can maybe break this towards the upside, but we don't have any kind of capitulation. Usually what these kind of moves is what we call bump and run patterns. You already know how bump and run pattern work. I hope you do. If you don't know, I'll explain it a little bit. You have some kind of slow move towards the upside, right? Price just going slowly towards the upside. This is what's called a lead-in phase. After that phase, you get this big move, violent move towards the upside. That's a bump phase, you bump, and once after you have this bump, you have this run phase. So this is called actually bump and run pattern, bump and run pattern. And this pattern can also go on both sides, and then you actually reverse the trend, or you go up here something like this and then you reverse trend. It can bump and run pattern can play different ways, but oftentimes you get this leading phase, bump and run. Now if you turn this around, of course you'll see that oftentimes you on the downside you have this leading phase, you have a big bump, capitulation phase towards downside, and then you do this and then break that break that phase, continue. But bump and run pattern, very, very common. What's happening over here right now, it might be characterized as a bump and run pattern towards downside. We are slowly right now just going on the way downside until we get some kind of big move, move towards downside. You will also notice this big move on downside on a big volume on the volume bar on the downside as well, and that will probably be some kind of last move towards downside where we actually go sideways a little bit, maybe go a little bit up, a little bit down, do something like this, and then break the trend eventually, and that's gonna be pretty much it. Right now, as we said in the start, there is no volume coming in just yet. This is on the 1 hourly time frame. On the daily time frame, there is no big volume wicks on the downside, right? There is no big volume wicks on the downside where we can say that, okay, this is it, guys, this is the done, right? So it's still a little bit more to go, so there's that. I hope that gives you some kind of update on what's happening on Bitcoin. As you right now know, we might have a pullback, but we are still very much bearish towards downside. If there are any questions, you are welcome to post questions in the chat now. Wow, that was a lot of talking, guys. That was a lot of talking. I hope that was informative. When Bitcoin is dumping and you avoid going long, do you call it? Dude, so many last moves, this will last months. Yeah, but the tops are liquidated, shorts then back to dumping, rinse and repeat until the small bags are empty. Yeah, when short? Tonight we short. Supermoon is on the 14th of June. That Mark is not that, it's good. My trading view idea, yeah, you're trading view idea. Sorry. Okay, so Nami in the chat posted his trading view idea somewhere on the Twitter. Let me see where that is. Someone mentioned me up here. Did you send me that in message, or where did you do that? Let's see up here. What do you say, man? Nami, where do I see your trading view? Is it on Telegram? No, it's not on Telegram, it's not on Twitter. Where did you post your trading message? Okay, let me see. On Twitter? Message on Twitter. I'm trying to find message on Twitter. There is no message on Twitter from you, man. Oh, you do well. I see you. Sorry. Just a simple trading. You're supposed to count 1 minute before that. Yeah. Okay, let me check this out. Let me copy this and post up here. By the way, our account is right now 966 bucks. Our trading account, we're gonna trade 966 bucks tonight. Just a simple trading idea. A, B, C, D, E triangle. Don't do Elliott waves, man. Don't make me do Elliott waves. A, B, C, D, E, A, B. You are breaking probably some kind of rules up here when it comes to A, B, C, D, E, consolidation phase or something like that when it comes to Elliott phase. I cannot analyze this, man. I'm sorry about that. It's... Elliott waves are not my thing. So, posting Elliott waves, it's not gonna... Also, Elliott waves, Fibonacci is not my thing, man. Not my thing. RSI plus EMA. Dude, EMA's Fibonacci Elliott waves... Come on. Is this your first time on this channel? No, we are not doing Elliott phase. It might be a nice idea, I know, but I'm not gonna do that. How's your trades going, my guy? We got stopped out. We're gonna talk, when it comes to trading and trades that we have been doing lately, we have been shorting. We're gonna talk about it tonight. Tonight there will be live trade stream, so we're gonna definitely do some kind of trade tonight, so do make sure to check it out. Subscribe to the channel, hit notifications button all to get notifications to see when we're gonna live. We're not gonna do a 6-hour live stream. We're gonna try to do it a little bit faster, because I figured out that we need a second rule on the, see here, trading rules up here. Can we move this a little bit? Yeah, we can just do it like this. Can we just copy image? We cannot copy image. Second rule, right now that we are starting trading, we are doing this, you know, we gotta make our trading rules real list. And the first rule is never chase a trade. If you decide on entry point and you miss that, don't abandon the rules, abandon the trade. But there is a second rule right now that's very important. It's a mental one. Never trade if you're not well rested and mentally at your best. Mental clarity is of utmost importance. Being tired, physically weak will affect your trades in a negative way. So that's the second rule of these trading rules in the TFNs Club we got. And you know, these rules come, you know, hard earned. You gotta make mistakes to figure out, you know, what you should and should not do. But right now we got second rule. Today I slept well. I'm in good shape. So today we're gonna definitely trade. We're also gonna talk about, you know, past trades, about stop losses, where the stop losses needs to be set, and so forth, so forth. I think if we get to these stop losses, you know, if we get, you know, better entry points and so forth, I think we're gonna eventually, you know, do very well on the trading. It just touched my E-wave to the dollar and dumped. In the end, it doesn't matter what you use if it works. Of course, but you know, I'm not very good at analyzing Elliott waves, man. So, you know, it really doesn't matter what I think about Elliott waves, because, you know, I cannot theory behind the Elliott waves that well. You know, I know, you know, outlines, but, you know, not everything. Positive minds bring positive results. Never drink and trade. Never drink trade. So it's, you know, it's very important that you are very, very sharp when doing. You need to care about the trade like it's your baby. You know, until you enter the trade and put the stop loss, you cannot relax. You cannot be like, whatever. You know, you cannot be like that. Like, that's very mental shape. You gotta be, you know, up and going. You gotta be, you know, very, you know, mental clarity has to be there. You know, it doesn't matter. You cannot do 50, you know, every trade you do matters. So, you know, it's not just about doing 10, 15 trades and getting one right? It's about getting every trade right as much as possible. By the way, I closed my short more than 400%. Dude, that's huge, man. How much leverage are you using? Because I've seen you, you know, Nami has been showing me some of his trades. Nami, can I show your trades on Twitter? I think you're using just, you know, very heavy leverage. Agree with no drink trade one. Yeah. One trade, you know, yes. Okay, so Nami is actually doing pretty well. I think he's doing, how much leverage are you using, man? See, he's getting like 200% moves, 226%, you know, wins, 348% wins. So I'm guessing you're using a very high leverage with the small money. I'm just guessing that because these numbers are very hard to get. Read my last question. You're supposed to grow account. There is no last question, man. Oh, there is. 348, yeah, that's the last one. That's this one, 54. That's the Ethereum, right? So okay, nice. It comes way more. Read my, Mohammed's in the last question. What happened to price on 14 June with price? What happens? Oh yeah, what happens? Nothing happens, but we are figuring that, you know, we don't know it's gonna be on the 14th of June. It might be a little bit before, it might be a little bit after, but something is, you know, the bottom should be in there. Why? Because, you know, reasons. Yes. Okay, you are using high leverage on these trades because it's very hard. But you're doing well, man. Congrats to you, man. And congrats to everybody who's doing well. And if you're not doing well, you will do well eventually. You know, follow the rules. Mental clarity. You know, don't enter the trade unless, you know, you enter it at your premise. That's at least rule number 2. There will be more rules eventually, right? But we also got the TFNs Club trading rules. If you have missed that, where is it? Let me just say, because this is the trading rules, but we got, you know, TFNs Club rules. Of course, we gotta restate the rules. Where are the rules? They're nice rules. We have to, there we go. You know, TFNs Club has some kind of rule. TFNs Club rules. You do not fall in love with a coin. You do not fall in love with the coin, rule number 2. Why? Just because you got a good trade somewhere, you know, it doesn't mean that you have to do that coin over and over again. Like 50 coins, man. Find something else. If somebody else with dumping, panic, sells, you tell them to, you know, zoom the F out, man. Zoom the F out. Like, chill, relax, believe in your TA. Believe in your delay. Fourth rule, only 2 windows open. The trading view window and the exchange window. You don't need to watch 50 charts, 50 windows, 50 markets, and everything. 2 windows open at a time. 1 trade at a time, guys. 1 trade at a time. Don't do like 5 trades at simultaneously. You cannot watch five trades at the same time. Like this going up, this going down. Like it's not. Focus on 1 trade at a time. No EMAs, no Fibonacci, no explanation needed. Rule number 7, trades will go on as long as they have to. No premature, no premature euphoric, profit taking, something like that. We go down to the bottom where the bottom is. And rule number 8, if this is your first night DA fans club, you gotta trade. We got rules, guys. We got rules. Anyways, this looks like it's picking up a little bit up here. We are looking on the 1 hourly to the 20 moving average, 4 hourly, 10 moving average up here for some kind of, down. There is also the trend line up here. The trend line should be maybe up here somewhere following this 10 moving average. It's a nice trend line. So 10 moving average on the 4 hourly, 20 moving average on the 1 hourly time frame. I think somewhere down here. So even if this goes a little bit down here, we're still looking at this 20 moving average to actually continue going on downside. Right now, what's happening? I think we might be getting into this secondary wick up here because we got a first pullback up there. We're getting this second pullback. We might be getting this right now. Now that I understand this, stop loss stuff, right? So we got a first move right now. We're getting out these people up here. So a lot of people are shorting this up here right now. It might go a little bit down here, and then you get this bigger move towards the upside. This is the move that we want to short. So hopefully this comes, later today when we, around 6, 7, 8 when we want to short this, when we are gonna do live stream. So we are probably, hopefully we're gonna catch this move tonight, and we're gonna short the rest of the coins tonight on the live stream, of course, because we're trying to get this 400 bucks to a million. So we're gonna see if we can actually get there. You too, Nami. Tight stop loss. When it comes to tight stop loss, I'm still considering what's the best way to go around that. When to put tight stop loss and when not to do that. So now I'll chill my long and pass time with my kids and my wife. Ooh, that's nice. Enjoy, man. Enjoy. Anyways, guys, that's the, some kind of update on Bitcoin. I figured out we need a Bitcoin daily today because we didn't have a Bitcoin daily yesterday or any kind of updates yesterday. So just to keep you, what time live? I'm not quite sure, but around, in 7, 8, in around 9, 10 hours from now, give or take, 9, 10 hours from now, wherever you are in the world. So that will be live. Do check it out. That's it. Update I need, guys. So I do care about everybody to know what's gonna happen, and right now you're a little bit more updated. That I don't think in any shape or form this is just done just yet, and we have more down the room to go. If you not financial advice, you do with your money what you want to do with your money. I do with my money what I do my money. You do you, I do me. You do your trades, I'll do my trades. Self-responsibility. That's it. I'm gonna leave you with one thing before we go. We're gonna play a nice song as the ending. There we go. Have a nice Sunday, everybody. See you tonight. Bye bye. And join KuCoin, guys. You can short and stuff on KuCoin. You can short everything on KuCoin. Bye bye.